Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Diva and I'm a freelance artist in New Zealand. Okay, very exciting. Today's video is going to be reviewing Arrtx's acrylic paint markers. So they have kindly reached out and sent their anime acrylic marker set of 60 and then also their A5 sketchbook. And I am very grateful to have the privilege to try them out in this video and show you guys kind of how they can be used. Okay, so this part was kind of the hard part. They sent like the color sheet, but they were like stickers and you get to stick them on into each individual marker. I feel like personally I would prefer if they came with it already, but this is also like a good way to familiarize yourself with all the colors that they offer. But I'm not gonna lie, this did take me quite a while, so I do the rest off camera, but there was actually two sets of stickers. So there's like those big oval ones that you can see on the right side and then the smaller circular ones. I only use the circular ones for like the back of the marker, which you'll see in a second. And the oval ones I didn't actually use, but I have seen people like stick those on the side of the marker, so you can also do that. And here you can see that they are all done, and I have like this little color sheet kind of that I used to test out the markers, even though I didn't write the number, which is kind of silly of me, but anyway. So moving on, I have done this pencil sketch on the front of the sketchbook. I think it's such a cute little idea. I've seen this done before, of course, on YouTube, where artists will decorate the cover of their sketchbook with acrylic paint or kind of just like drawing like their OCs on it or something like that. And I always wanted to do that, and this is actually my first time drawing on my sketchbook. And can I just say, this was so much fun. I like the little shark doodles, and like it was like a fishy theme, and I think they turned out so cute. But yeah, so you can see that the markers are very bold and very vibrant, which I think is so great because you can't really achieve that with alcohol markers or other type of markers that aren't paint markers. So that's something that I really like with these paint markers. I get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest, so if you guys want to see where I reference these shark doodles from, you can hop onto that link. It will be in the description, but yeah, so just coloring them in. Yeah, with this shark at the bottom, I kind of messed up here using this red to outline because I realized it looked a little bit funny, it looked a bit off, so then I went in with this darker blue and just went over it. And in terms of the colors overlapping, it did a very good job covering the whole paint, so you didn't see any of the red left over, which typically you can do using normal acrylic paint. So I feel like you can literally just treat these markers as acrylic paint, because they are, right? Like, but just in a marker form. And I've actually, like, this is so amazing to me. Like, I've never really experienced art supplies like this, because I feel like Posca markers, they're kind of similar in that sense. Like, they are paint markers, but I feel like they aren't really as bright as these acrylic markers, which is something that I've just noticed. Don't get me wrong, I do love the Posca markers. I don't use them as much as I should. I do have like a basic set of 5, but I have found a new love in these acrylic paint markers. Only downside is I don't think I can refill them, so I do have to buy another set, but I am thinking about buying different colors anyway, so getting a whole different set of colors would be beneficial regardless, I think. Also, just to note, this says Sketchbook 16 on it, and I'm currently finishing my 14th sketchbook, so that like little jump in between is because the 15th sketchbook I have started, but it's more of like what do you call, like an idea sketchbook, because the paper that I have is like it's like sketching paper and it's very thin, so I didn't really want to use that sketchbook as like also doing final illustrations in it, because I do like having my sketchbooks in both of those ways, if that makes sense. Like, I like having an idea sketchbook and a finished illustration sketchbook, and usually I just merge the two into one sketchbook, and that is my current sketchbook. Oh my god, I don't know if this is confusing now, but then I wanted to try having two different sketchbooks. So one is an idea sketchbook and one is the more finished illustration sketchbook. So that is what the 15th sketchbook is. It is just an idea sketchbook. And the 16th one, I want to see if I can do more finished illustrations. Not necessarily finished, just more color, more ideas, doodle down, kind of like cohesively, if that makes sense. Oh my god, I don't know if that was so confusing for me to explain, but hopefully you guys get the idea. Okay, moving on, we've got this tiger sketch that I've also gone in with. The actual paper itself for the sketchbook is really thick. I think it said it was 200 GSM. Wait, let me double check that. No, so it's actually 180 GSM, 60 pages, and it is mixed pulp for the paper material. And it says that its applicable mediums include drawing pencils, sketching pencils, colored pencils, and markers. And I'm sure you could go in with like a light layer of gouache or watercolor and it wouldn't have too much buckling. But yeah, so it is fairly thick, and I think there was no bleed through, which I'll show you guys later in the video, but there was no bleed through with the markers, and even with lots of layering, it doesn't buckle, there's like a slight bump, but very, very subtle. And yeah, overall I think it's a very good sketchbook, and oh my god, such a big plus, you'll see when I do the next spread, but the pages lay completely flat. What a bonus! What a bonus! I feel like when the sketchbook, especially if it's a non-spiral bound and it doesn't lay flat, it like irks me so much, because you have to hold it down when you sketch or paint, and it can be such a bother. But with this sketchbook, it was designed to lay flat, which is so cool, and it's very easy to rip out a page if you don't like it or you want to use it somewhere else. And yeah, I think that's really, really handy. I feel like my go-to like thing to sketch, like subject matter wise, is tigers at this point. I've drawn so many tigers now, especially while I'm trying to finish up my current sketchbook. I've drawn so many tigers. It's like, oh, what do I draw? And even like when I'm winding down and I'm sketching for fun, I do find myself drawing tigers a lot. And I feel like I want to think of something that I can add to it to make it a little bit less simple. Like, of course I love drawing them, but sometimes I feel like it's too repetitive in terms of there's nothing else going on really, it's just the tiger form, which obviously was very interesting when I was first starting out, but as you keep drawing the same thing over and over, it does get too repetitive at a point. And I'm thinking maybe like a cute little theme or something, like maybe like tigers in a teacup or something cute, or different like elements of tigers, like a water tiger, a fire tiger. Like, I'm just like thinking, what could we add to it to make it a little bit more fun? But yeah, that's something in the back of my mind I've been thinking about. Okay, for this next sketch, we've got this little mermaid girl and of course another tiger and some little fishies swimming around. Now, let's not think of the actual logistics of this piece, because don't tell me why there's an underwater tiger. I don't know, please. But yeah, there was this artist that I follow. I forgot the handle, but I'll put it up on the screen. But they created compositions where it was like not really realistic. Like there might be like a horse underwater with like a mermaid, and I thought it was so smart. I was like, wait, why are we limiting ourselves to what is fact? Why can't we just be more imaginative? And obviously people are already imaginative. I was talking more for like myself in this situation. So then I was like, oh, that's so smart. Let me try this with tigers. And yeah, so this is what I mean, like making it a bit more different, even though I'm drawing the same thing over and over again. But this was really fun. This was more of like a doodle page, which you can see here. I feel like how I categorize a doodle is when it's like kind of simple features and kind of bold thick lines. That's, or like, honestly, I mean, you can call anything a doodle, but in terms of my own art, that's kind of how I consider a doodle. But yeah, I think these are really good quality, cheap, affordable markers, paint markers. I believe Arrtx also does alcohol markers, which I want to look into as well, just because they're so much more affordable than an average Copic marker. And don't get me wrong, I do love the Copics, they're very good quality, but especially since I get the Copic sketch markers instead of the original Copic markers, they aren't as durable, they don't last as long basically, so I have to keep topping up if I am using a lot of one color. Okay, so I don't know if you guys also get this, but when I start a new sketchbook and like I'm really motivated, I get like such a adrenaline rush, like just to finish the sketchbook really fast. And of course it doesn't last me long because I don't finish the sketchbook that fast, but that's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm feeling really motivated with my current sketchbook because I'm filling it up, so I can show you guys in the next video, hopefully, a sketchbook tour. So I'm kind of trying to do like 2 pages a day so I can like really make sure that's packed and I can get all my thoughts and ideas out on the page and share that with you guys. But yeah, and then I'm feeling really motivated to start the next sketchbook and finish it. Like, I think this one will be the next one that I'm using just because I already started it and it is really good paper, so I want to see how it does with alcohol markers as well. I was also thinking about trying out these acrylic markers on fabric because I recently painted some tote bags for my university market day, and then I was thinking, oh, it could be really fun to add like little details or touch-ups with the acrylic paint markers because they are a lot finer than what I was painting with. So I want to see how that goes. I will update you guys if I do use them. But yeah, I think they would just act the same as normal acrylic paint, but yeah, that could be interesting to explore. Oh, another thing I noticed with these markers is that, so for this mermaid sketch I was using a graphite pencil, and then when I went in straight with the markers, it did kind of bleed with the graphite, like kind of smear a bit, especially with the lighter colours. The darker colours were okay, it still was like a little bit see-through, like the sketch layer. So I would recommend, if you want to use these markers and you're sketching with graphite, maybe just like lightly erase them, but you'll see in the next sketch page I instead decide to sketch with a colour pencil, the Faber-Castell Polychromos. Yeah, I like totally scrapped this Claudine and Abby. It's characters from Monster High, but I scrapped them because I realized I am not really liking them and I try out an original sketch idea instead. Yeah, so as you can see, I just sketched out this OC character. I've kind of just been drawing the same girl over and over. I'm not too sure why. I really like the shapes and proportions when I draw this character over and over again, so she might be a new OC maybe, but she kind of already looks like another OC that I have, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, I do like the sketch a lot more. I did just rip out the page of the Monster High sketch, but I didn't throw it away. Don't worry, I'm not gonna waste it. I'm gonna just reuse the paper and stick it in my current sketchbook. But yeah, the paper lays really nicely flat and it's nice for when you're working on both sides of the page. But with these markers, they'll also bleed through with the colored pencil. But honestly, I didn't really mind it because I kind of like the red bleed through for the colors, and I thought it like added a little bit of depth. So actually, it was really nice with the colored pencil. Okay, so actually painting or drawing with acrylic markers is not my strong suit. I am more of a alcohol marker or colored pencil girl. I'm not too experienced with acrylic paint, or like, okay, acrylic paint in the sense that I kind of don't really like painting my characters with acrylic paint, just because I like how alcohol markers, you can blend them, and of course you can blend with acrylic paint. It's just when I'm painting with acrylic paint, the style that I usually opt for is like the opposite of a blended look. It's like impressionism kind of, so it's like color just slapped on top of the other color, the next color, you know? But I did kind of try to do that with this character here, so like layering these darker shades and like highlights on top of each other. But I do actually like how she turned out. She was really pretty in the end. But yeah, it is kind of hard for me to wrap my head around painting / drawing characters with acrylic paint, but nevertheless, it is still very much fun. But yeah, I think that is pretty much the voiceover done for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to Arrtx for reaching out. These markers are definitely worth it, and the sketchbook is very nice quality as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!